He hung up on me while I held a $333 million lottery ticket in my hand. What happened after that destroyed my family forever. Asterisk, asterisk, at exactly 3:47 on a Tuesday afternoon, my own son told me to figure out yourself and hung up on me. What he didn't know was that I was sitting there holding a lottery ticket worth $333 million. And that single phone call changed everything. My name is Robert Hayes. I'm 67 years old, and for most of my life, I believed sacrifice was what being a father meant. 3 weeks before that call, I walked into a 7-Eleven on Brookshire Avenue around 11:20 at night to grab milk. On impulse, I bought a Mega Millions ticket. 4 days later, I checked the numbers. Once, twice, 3 times. Every single number matched. $333 million. After taxes, it came out to about $197 million. I didn't scream. I didn't celebrate. I didn't even tell my children. Instead, I called the only man I trusted completely, Gregory Walsh, my attorney of 35 years. Greg handled my wife's estate after she died from breast cancer 8 years earlier. Fast, brutal, 6 months from diagnosis to funeral. When I showed him the ticket in his office, the color drained from his face. Jesus Christ, Robert, I haven't claimed it yet, I told him. Why not? Because I want to do this carefully. Trusts, protection. I need to know who deserves access to this money. Greg studied me for a long moment. You don't trust your family? I stared at the ticket. I don't know if I should. That answer came from years of pain. I worked 37 years at Ford Motor Company. Assembly line, supervisor, plant manager, 60-hour weeks, double shifts, whatever it took to give my kids a better life. Marcus was born when I was 25. My daughter, Nina, came 3 years later. I gave them everything. And after and died, something changed. The calls became shorter. The visits became rare. But the requests for money, those never stopped. Marcus needed $20,000 for cash flow problems in his consulting business, then another $40,000 to pay off credit cards. Nina called crying about missed mortgage payments, car repairs, tuition bills. Every time I helped, I dipped into retirement savings, sold bonds, cashed out insurance policies. I never kept score because that's what parents do. You sacrifice for your children. But eventually, I realized something painful. To them, I wasn't their father anymore. I was their emergency ATM. 2 months before I won the lottery, I called Marcus for his birthday. Straight to voicemail. I left a message. No response. I called again 3 days later. He texted me. Busy with work. I'll call later. He never did. So I drove 45 minutes to his house in Bloomfield Hills. His wife, Lisa, answered the door. She looked annoyed to see me. Is Marcus home? He's working. Can I come in for a minute? We're actually heading out. Maybe call next time. Then she shut the door in my face. I stood there on the porch of a house I helped pay for, feeling like a stranger. Nina wasn't much different. She called when she needed money, but canceled holidays and birthdays constantly. Last Thanksgiving, I cooked for 12 hours. Turkey, stuffing, 3 pies. Marcus texted at 11 a.m. saying they were going elsewhere. Nina canceled at 2 p.m. I ate Thanksgiving dinner alone. That was the moment something inside me broke. So after winning the lottery, I decided to test them. Not with millions, not with inheritance, just kindness. Greg helped me create trusts, hide the winnings legally, and claim everything anonymously. By Tuesday afternoon, the money was secured. That same day, I made 3 phone calls. First, Marcus. Dad, I'm in a meeting. I need help, I said quietly. I can't afford my heart medication this month. I just need $200 until my Social Security check comes. Silence. Then his voice changed completely. Dad, I can't keep enabling this behavior. Behavior? I was stunned. It's my medication, Marcus. You need to learn to budget better. You're on fixed income. I'm asking my son for help staying alive. Lisa and I have expenses. The kids' school. The boat payment. The boat. The same boat I helped him qualify for by paying off his debts. Then came the part I'll never forget. Honestly, Dad, maybe it's time for assisted living. Assisted living. Like I was some inconvenience they needed stored away. Then he said he was blocking my number for a while because tough love might help me learn. And just like that, click, gone. I sat there staring at my phone while $197 million sat untouched in investment accounts. Then I called Nina. She answered quickly, Dad, this isn't a good time. I need help paying for heart medication. And she laughed. Actually laughed. Dad, I saw your Facebook post yesterday. You bought Starbucks. It was a $2 coffee. That's your problem. Little purchases add up. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I'm asking my daughter for help staying alive. Well, I can't help you. Then she hung up. 2 children. 2 rejections. 2 people I had sacrificed everything for. And then I made the final call. My grandson Tyler was 20 years old, studying engineering at Wayne State University. He worked part-time at a bookstore and barely scraped by. But unlike his father, Tyler still visited me, called me, asked how I was doing. I already knew he didn't have money. That made the next part hurt even more. Grandpa, what's wrong? I can't afford my medication. No lecture, no hesitation. How much do you need? 200. I've got 500 in my account. I'll send it now. I froze. Tyler, you need that money. Grandpa, you've helped me my whole life. If you're asking, then it's serious. $500. Probably everything he had. And he gave it to me without blinking. Halfway through all this, I realized something heartbreaking. Sometimes the people with the least to give are the ones willing to give the most. And by the way, if you're still listening, make sure to subscribe, because stories like this remind us what family really means. After we hung up, I cried harder than I had since his funeral. That weekend, I bought Tyler a brand new Honda Civic. Cash, fully loaded. When I pulled the tarp off of my driveway, he just stared at it in shock. Grandpa, whose car is this? Yours. He immediately started crying. I can't accept this. Yes, you can. You gave me everything you had when you thought I needed help. Then he hugged me. Not one of those fake holiday hugs. A real one. The kind that means something. The very next day, Marcus and Nina stormed into my house after seeing Tyler with the car. Where did you get money for that? Marcus demanded. Funny how suddenly they cared about my finances. I sat them down at my kitchen table and laid out every dollar I'd ever given them. Every loan, every check, every bailout. $147,000 over 3 years. Silence filled the room. Then I looked at Marcus. When I needed $200, you blocked me. I turned to Nina. You laughed at me. Tyler stood quietly in the doorway listening. Then I handed him an envelope. Inside was a lottery ticket. His face turned white as he checked the numbers on his phone. Grandpa, this is a winning ticket. Marcus lunged toward it. I calmly stopped him. Already claimed. Protected in trusts. The room exploded. Dad, please. If either of you had shown even basic kindness, I would have shared everything. Nina burst into tears. You tricked us. No, I said quietly. I tested you, and you failed. Then I dropped the final bomb. Greg had purchased all their debts. The boat loan, credit cards, second mortgage, car payments. I owned all of it now. Full repayment due in 30 days. The panic on their faces was instant. You can't do this. I already did. For the first time in their lives, they understood what it felt like to need help. And here, figure out yourself. Meanwhile, I turned to Tyler. Your tuition is fully covered. Undergraduate, graduate school, everything. He broke down crying. You helped me when you thought I had nothing. I told him. That matters more than money ever will. Marcus and Nina left that day realizing they had destroyed their own inheritance. And honestly, they deserved it. Over the next year, everything in their lives collapsed. Marcus lost a boat, then his marriage. Nina lost her business, her house, even custody of her daughter. Both came back begging eventually. But by then it was too late. Because once someone shows you who they are when you're helpless, you can never unsee it. A year later, I was sitting on a beach in Hawaii with Tyler beside me, watching the sunset. He looked at me and said softly, "I love you, Grandpa." And for the first time in years, I truly believed it. So now I want to ask you something. If you were in my position, would you have forgiven your children? Or would you have done exactly what I did? Tell me honestly in the comments.